procrastinating making this video for literally like 3 weeks now. And it's just because to make this video, I have to revisit the whole situation all over again from beginning to end. I'm like done explaining to people, I'm done telling the story because like honestly like puts my nervous system in like fight or flight mode. So from now on, when people ask me like, why did you go to jail? I'm just gonna be like, watch my YouTube video, babe. Okay, so let's get into it one last time. But to be real, I have a spray tan in like 40 minutes, so I have to leave here in like 20 minutes. So hopefully I get done before my spray tan. Anyways, I went to jail. That sentence is like still not computing. Like me in jail, it's like a math problem that like cannot be solved. It doesn't make sense. Every single detail I give you about this situation is actually important so you can have a well-rounded opinion and view of the ridiculousness and the intensity of the situation. Because I'm here to tell you, bitch,
I should not have gone to jail.
Let's go all the way back to late October, early November 2025. About 5 months ago, me and my friend were driving from Columbus, Ohio to Cleveland, Ohio for a photo shoot. I was the one driving, she was in the passenger seat. The whole entire car is like packed to the brim of boxes, luggage, and clothes, and props.
It kind of looks like a clown car.
To add to the mix, I'm not driving my car, I'm driving my partner's truck because we had so much stuff that just like could not fit in either of our cars. 2 hour, 45-minute drive. We're like halfway there and we're on this highway, but it's like a kind of steep downhill. One of those situations where you're already going like 70, 75 miles an hour on the highway and you just really don't realize like how fast you're going because everyone's going fast, but you're on a downhill, right? Unfortunately, we passed this cop and I guess I was going like 82, which isn't like crazy. Like that's fine. Sorry, it's fine to go 82 on a downhill in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and like, it's fine. Anyways, the cop, you know, probably like has to make his quota or whatever, so he like follows us for like 30 seconds, turns his lights on, pulls me over, and I'm just like, fuck. My friend is beside me. She's sleeping though.
Wake up early, like we're getting pulled over.
She like comes out of her like delusional sleep state and is like, what's going on? I rolled on the window, everything's pretty normal. He asked for like registration, license, etc. It's not my car. I don't know where the registration is. All of my stuff is like way back in the back. It's just like covered in boxes. Like I look at him and I'm like, hey, so this actually isn't my car. I can search through everything, but it's just gonna take so much time. And he was like, yeah, well, I need it. And I was like, fine. Like 10, 15 minutes go by. I finally find everything. I hand him my stuff and he takes it. He goes back to his little cop car, whatever. He comes back fuming mad. Like his face was literally red. He's like talking in the way that straight men do where they like get really mad and they like kind of spit a little bit. Just was kind of like honestly scary. I don't want to say scary because I wasn't scared. I was just like,
what the fuck?
He comes back and guess what? My license was expired. So he goes,
your license is expired.
Girlie, I know, listen, my license was expired, but I had an official temporary permit, like issued by the BMV, the government. He looks at me and, oh my God, my heart sank. He goes,
your permit is expired.
My license had expired. It expired so long, like I couldn't just go and get another license. I had to get a temporary permit first. And then right after I had my temporary permit, I was allowed to go like take my driver's test online, like a 16-year-old would do, and then go get my actual license again. I had a temporary permit that was expired. That is my fault. I shouldn't have done that, like whatever. I'm a procrastinator. I wait till the last minute to do most things. That is just who I am. Don't judge me. My temporary permit was only expired by 2 weeks, okay? My life was really busy at this time. I was working this insane corporate job, like whatever. And like, I'm not here to like make an excuse for myself. I should have just renewed my license, right? But I'm a procrastinator. It happens. Like there's people like me that exist. Okay, get over it. I don't care. Basically, he comes back fuming mad. He's like, low-key screaming at us, like turning bright red, spitting, whatever. Basically tells me like, I don't have a license and the temporary permit's expired and I was speeding, going 82, whatever. I don't remember the exact words he said because like I was just kind of like,
oh fuck.
And then he has the audacity to literally like take my temporary permit and like look at it like a dollar bill, like holding it up and stuff, like turning it over being weird as fuck about my temporary permit, puts his arms on the thing and he goes,
This isn't a real temporary permit.
he looks at me and he tells me that my driver's permit is fake. I swear on my soul, he looks at us and he says,
This is a fake permit.
and I looked at him and I was like, sir, like, it is not fake. It's clearly real. Like, I don't know why you think it's fake. And he was like,
Well, it's not coming up in my system.
and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, babe. Like, fuck the system. It's real. I apologize for driving with an expired temporary permit and being very kind, professional, normal for once in my life, right? By the grace of God, he literally is like, I'm gonna let you go today with only a speeding ticket. Slay. Amazing. I love that. And then he gives me my speeding ticket, does shit on his little iPad police thing. We drive away. We go to Cleveland, we do the photo shoot, everything's normal. So the next day, I wake up and I go online to pay the speeding ticket, and it's not in the system. And I'm like, okay, like that's weird. Maybe it takes like a day or two to process, whatever, I'll just wait. The next day, I wake up, it's still not there. Okay, I'm just gonna give it like a few days. Maybe the system is like super slow, whatever, I'll wait a few days. The next morning I wake up and I go to pay my ticket online. Again, it's not there. There's no citation there. I type in my name and the ticket number and everything. Nothing is coming up. Maybe he put in my information wrong, maybe like the ticket number is wrong, whatever. I'll just wait a little longer. I wait like 4 or 5 days and I go online. Again, it's not there again. I'm getting like weirded out. The cop was weird, the situation was weird. I'm gonna give him a call. I call the phone number on the little ticket thing. Hey girlie, like I've been trying to pay this ticket, it's not coming up. Can you please like let me know what to do? She's like, I'm not seeing anything here. You're gonna have to call this number and then call that number and blah blah blah. And I was just like overwhelmed and I'm just like, thank you, bye-bye. Apparently that was the wrong choice, okay? So honestly, I was just like, okay, I've tried to pay this ticket now 3 times online, it's not showing up. I called the little like police office or whatever you want to call it, talked to this lady, she says it's not showing up. I have so much work to do. I have to go to the gym, I have a dog to take care of, I have to go to the grocery store. My list of shit to do was like miles long. I'm never like driving through this county ever again. I don't give a fuck. I take the ticket, I ball it up and I put it in my little like trash can in between the passenger seat and the driver's seat. And it was just kind of like out of sight, out of mind. It just like doesn't exist. The cop was also very, very young. For sure, like a new cop. You don't even know how to work your little iPad thing. I don't know, I just like, whatever, threw it away. I didn't think that it would matter. A month goes by and me and that same friend are in Pittsburgh for another photo shoot. We're out drinking, we're having fun, like the night before the photo shoot, just like loosening up. And we go to this bar called Mary's, and I don't know if you've ever been to Pittsburgh, but if you're ever in Pittsburgh, go to a bar called Mary's. If you're like me, cool, hot, young, gay. We're having like a good time, I get like 3 espresso martinis, and we're leaving Mary's, and I see on my phone that I'm getting this call from like a random number. We're outside waiting on the Uber. Also at this point, it's like mid-December. It's like 11:30 at night. So the call goes to voicemail, I listen to it. You guys, it was the cop that pulled us over a month before on his personal cell phone. He said in a very long-winded way that I need to pay the ticket or else there's gonna be a warrant out for my arrest. Hindsight's 20/20, but I hope that everyone in the world can realize that if I'm a little tipsy, it's 11:30 at night, I get a phone call from a random number I've never seen before, I listen to the voicemail, it's the weird-ass cop that pulled me over a month ago, who was already weird as fuck, leaves me a voicemail saying that I need to pay the ticket that literally doesn't exist, or there's gonna be a warrant out for my arrest. Obviously, I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you calling me in general? Like, why isn't this like an official mail piece, like from the US Postal Service? Why is this happening? Why are you calling so late? So after discussing like with my friend, we both just come to the conclusion that this cop is weird as fuck, he might be fake, the ticket was fake, everything was weird, everything was just handled really weirdly. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Well, yeah. Okay, I gotta go to my spray tan appointment. Okay, so I'm back from my spray tan. I know that like the first half of the story was really all over the place and sounds chaotic and so weird and dumb, but that is because the whole situation was chaotic, weird, and dumb. Enough said about that situation. Now let's fast forward. We have Christmas, it's great. New Year's, amazing. Valentine's Day, cute. Fast forward to the end of March 2026. I want to remind you that I initially got pulled over in a county that's between Columbus and Cleveland, and the county is called Richland County. It's literally like halfway between. It is in the middle of nowhere. It's just kind of like a country place with country people. Just to put it in perspective. So, of course, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just never gonna drive through that county again. There's like 100 ways to get to Cleveland. I'll just avoid that county for the rest of my life. Like, it's fine. So again, now it's the end of March 2026. All is well. Everything is perfect. It's a Friday morning. I wake up early to get ready to go to the gym. My partner is gone in San Diego visiting friends. I wake up early. I take care of my dog. I drive to the gym. My phone has 2% when I pull into the gym parking lot. And I'm literally sitting in the gym parking lot on my phone, texting my sister, and then my phone dies. So obviously I'm like, okay, well, it's time to go work out now. I'm in an old Lady Gaga t-shirt, these super short camo running shorts. I get out of my car and immediately a cop pulls right up beside me. And I was like, oh, like, hey. He gets out and was like, you're under arrest. And I was like, what? I was literally so confused. I thought that someone was pranking me. He's like talking in his walkie-talkie, going in and out of his like stupid little cop car. He comes back and is like, there's a warrant out for your arrest in Richland County. And in my mind, I'm really confused because I'm like, if there's a warrant for my arrest in Richland County, why am I getting arrested in this county? I thought it was by county, but is it by state? So if I were in LA or New York, would a cop like arrest me then? Like, I don't get it. Like, is it by state? Is it by county? Is it by city? Like, is it by country? I don't understand that still. I'm sitting outside for at least 10 minutes with this cop. He hears back from Richland County on his little walkie-talkie. They literally say, arrest him. Holy shit, like, I'm getting arrested and my phone's dead. And my partner is in San Diego. What am I supposed to do? And now here's where the ridiculousness like really goes up a few notches. I'm literally doing nothing wrong. This cop calls 2 backup cops to basically assist in my arrest. Why does there need to be 3 grown-ass, middle-aged men arresting me? I'm not gonna do anything. The worst I'm gonna do is like try to stab you with a pen. Mind you, I go to a very busy, nice gym. 200 cars in the parking lot at all times. I'm in this parking lot now, standing out there in these short-ass shorts, 3 cops around me, everyone is staring. So, the cop literally looks at me and says, I'm gonna handcuff you now. When you're handcuffed for legal reasons, push you up against the car, your hands go behind your back, throw me in the car, and to top it all off, my phone is dead. What am I going to do? I don't know people's phone numbers. These like dumbass cops are all talking amongst each other. And the main cop who initiated my arrest gets in the driver's seat of his cop car, doesn't say a word. Sir, where are we going? With zero emotion, he's staring straight ahead. You're going to jail. My heart is racing. I'm almost like to the point where I'm gonna like start breaking out in hives. What do you mean you're taking me to jail? Me? Jail? I don't belong in jail. I didn't do anything. Fine, I didn't pay a ticket, but I tried and it didn't exist. Driving with like an expired license, whatever. There's people being murdered. There's people abusing dogs. There's people committing tax fraud. Like, there's people eating babies and I'm going to jail because I was sitting in the gym parking lot and you scanned my license plate. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell everyone. He caught me because they were scanning license plates. The cop that arrested me caught me because he was going around the gym parking lot scanning license plates and scanned my license plate, sat in the back of the parking lot and watched me until I got out of my car. Like, come on, dude. Come on. That's dramatic. That's a waste of your time. It's a waste of my time. And like, don't you have better things to do? Like, go eat a fucking donut or something. Like, don't arrest me. So he takes me to jail. I didn't even know this place existed. We go into the jail. I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes, like with this cop, literally sitting 2 inches from me. I'm like, I'm not gonna do anything. I go to this like counter to like check in. And now I'm in jail, okay? Walk through the store, and it's this big room. The whole entire left side, middle-aged, overweight cops. On the right side are inmates waiting to like go to actual jail. Now it's my turn, so I'm brought in. They take my little bag with like my wallet and my keys, and they take my phone. They tell me to take all my clothes off. And I was like right here, and they said, yeah. Oh my god, like drama. They even had me take my socks off and turn them inside out. They take all my clothes, they take all my stuff, they write down everything that I had, like every single number on my credit card, every single number on my debit card. I had a wallet, and the wallet was zipped, and inside the zipper part of the wallet was $120 in cash. And this is important, we'll come back to it later. Thank God I wasn't wearing like a thong or a jockstrap that day. Thank God. I noticed that they take everything out of my wallet, everything out of my bag, but they don't unzip the zipper part of my wallet. And I just like took a mental note of it. I was like, oh, like that's weird. Like you would think if someone has anything, like they're gonna store it in the zipper part of their wallet. Like, duh, you know what I mean? But they didn't unzip it. I was like, okay, I know I have $120 in cash in there. I'm just like making a mental note. And they hand me these like jail clothes, which I thought they were gonna be orange, which I was kind of excited for. Or like maybe like black and white striped. No, they were disgusting. The same color as my unspray tan skin. And these jail clothes clearly had never been washed. They felt like wax. I'm serious. Like that is how much like sweat and grime buildup was on these jail clothes. They even hand me jail shoes, these like foam nasty slides, and you had to wear them, like you didn't have a choice. They take all my clothes, they take my bag, they take my phone, they take everything, and then they tell me to go to the other side and wait with all the other people like waiting to be like taken to jail. Now I'm freaking out. They have all my stuff, my dog is at home alone, my partner is in San Diego, I don't have a phone, I don't know anyone's phone number, and I'm in jail. What the fuck? Everyone that is in this jail, everyone is acting belligerent. A homeless guy whose like literal toes are falling off and he's like rolling on the ground moaning. There was a guy who literally looked like he was gonna shoot up the place. He was an evil entity. There was a woman tweaking out in this little holding area. They had phones, like they just looked like payphones. So obviously immediately I go to the phone and I'm just like trying my hardest to remember my partner's phone number. I'm trying so hard, but I can't. Like I don't know it. I am not kidding. I tried at least 40 something times, different combinations of phone numbers to try and get a hold of him. Nothing is working. Mind you, every time you pick up the phone, you have to go through like 10 different steps to actually dial a phone number. I'm here to tell you guys that the whole jail system is fucked up. It is purposely designed to keep people in there as long as possible. They make everything so damn difficult. I don't even want to, oh my god, I'm getting pissed. I don't even want to go through the details, but I'm going to because you guys deserve to know and I want everyone to know like how ridiculous it is. Okay, so where do I even begin? Anyways, I've tried at least 40 something times to call my partner. It's not working. And then I get the realization, I'm like, Zach, you have to call your dad. And I don't know if any of you have been in jail before, but when you're in jail, the last thing you want to do is call your parents. Like, to be honest, there's just nothing good about like calling your parents when you're in jail. You know what I mean? I had to call my dad because I remembered his phone number because he's had the same phone number since I was literally like 6. I call him once, doesn't work. Call him twice, doesn't work. Call him 3 times, doesn't work. I called him 6 times, and thank God, the 6th call, he answers the phone. Hello? Oh my god. I was about to cry because like of happiness because I finally got a hold of someone from the outside world. Mind you, these cops are of zero help. I am asking them every time one of them walks by, can you help me with this phone? Can we charge my phone so I can look up people's phone numbers? Can we do something? You guys, the excuses that were given to me were fucking ridiculous. No one in here has an iPhone. We all have Androids. Fuck off. That's against policy. What policy? Third excuse, verbatim. I don't know about that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was borderline, like, in a psychotic state when these cops would not help me. Cops are supposed to help people. The cops were of no help. Zero help. I learned how to use the phone because of the other people that were in there, because they'd been in there before. When you pick up the phone, you have to enter an 8-digit code, and No one gave me a code. I don't know about a code. This is the first time I'm ever hearing about a code. I asked the cops for the code. They literally ignored me. I can't believe that they're allowed to act like that. Anyways, the code, the 8-digit code, was your birthday. So, like, month, day, 4-digit year. Okay, I had to take a quick break to, like, change out the memory card. Anyways, where did I even leave off? The cops are of no help. I finally get a hold of my dad, and I explained to my father the situation. He's being very understanding, very calm, thank God. And when I get a hold of him, I only have 60 seconds to talk to him. And there's no way for me to, like, pay to, like, add more minutes or whatever. Like, I don't have my cards, like, there's not even, like, a card swipe machine. It's just, like, you got 60 seconds and that's it. It is literally so rigged. Like, why 60 seconds? Like, it doesn't make sense. The 60 seconds are up and I'm, like, talking at, like, max speed. Last thing he says to me is, I'm on it. And then the call ends. At this point, I'm, like, slightly relieved. He's figuring it out. I can't do anything. All I can do is sit here and wait. About 45 minutes go by and I go to call him again. Mind you, I got arrested at like 10 a.m. and it's now about 4:30 p.m. This has been an all-day situation. I call him again, I get through, he answers, and he's like, okay, here's the situation. In order for me to get out, someone has to pay the bail. He's made like 10 different phone calls by this time, and he can't figure out how much the bail is because no one is telling him. Because they hadn't posted my bail yet. So basically, this has been an all-day thing, and the cops haven't even told anyone or put it in the system what my bail is for me to get out. So that call ends, and my dad is trying to figure out how much my bail is. So now every time the cop passes the room where myself and all the other inmates waiting to go to jail are being held, one of the cops walks by, I wave him down, and I'm like, hey, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I just need to know how much my bail is so I can get out of here. And I was like, there's no way for me to look it up. My dad can't figure it out. Can you please help me and tell me how much it is and tell me how to pay it? This specific cop was one of the nicer ones, but he was also like, I'm not trying to mean, like he was like dumb, like he was dumb. So he looks at me, he goes, hang tight, I'll look into it. Oh, thank God. I thank him 10 million times and I'm like, I'm gonna be standing right here, please just come get me when you find out. He walks away. An hour goes by, nothing. An hour and a half goes by, nothing. He comes back with a sticky note that has a very large number written on it. Do you know what that number was? I looked down at the sticky note and it says, bail, $20,000. You guys, $20,000. What the fuck? I overheard one of the cops say, $20,000 for a no operator's license? What the hell? Anyways, I look at the cop and I say, wow, that's a lot. What do I do? And he goes, yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. Well, you gotta pay it to get out. Me? Why am I getting like the biggest bail in America? I didn't do anything. Like, what is going on? I don't understand. Apparently the cops don't understand either. He goes, quote, that's just what the system says. Like, at this point, I'm so over their fucking system. Like, clearly your system is broken. Like, obviously the greater, the larger system is broken, but your devices are broken. Or whoever is entering these numbers and these tickets and everything, there's something wrong. Like, none of you know what you're doing. Why is my bail $20,000? Why am I even in here? Ugh. I suck it up and I say, okay, it's fine. I gotta get out of here. I have a dog at home and he's alone. And he's old, I need to pay this bail so I can get out. I said, you guys have my cards and my money and everything? Can we just like get this paid so I can go? Apparently it's not that easy. Because apparently, you're not allowed to pay your own bail. Which is so stupid. Why can you not pay your own bail? Like, if you have the money and you're not there on like murder charges, why can't you pay your own bail? What sense does that make? Anyways, he looks at me and he's like, you can't pay your own bail. Someone from the outside has to. Like, why? So, I'm getting so like anxious. I'm gonna start breaking out in hives. Anyways, so I'm like, hey, cool, great, amazing. I take the fucking sticky note and I go back to one of the payphones, take 5 minutes to call my dad again. Thank God he answers. And I said, hey, just so you know, the bail is $20,000. He's like, what the fuck? What else did you do? I don't know about bail, but I know that $20,000 is a lot of money to be bailed out of jail for doing nothing. That explains to me that when you go to jail and you're given a bail amount, you only have to pay 10% of that bail in order to get out. So I only had to pay $2,000 to get out, but again, I wasn't able to pay it because you can't pay your own bail. If you only have to pay 10% of the total bail, why isn't the bail amount just the 10%? Like, why didn't they just say $2,000? I know how to take 10% of a number, duh. So for a little more context, we're gonna fast forward a little bit and then we're gonna go back, okay? But like, why is it 10%? Why give this huge number if you only have to pay 10%? Why did they inflate it so much and then make you pay only 10%? Like, where does the extra $18,000 like come from? Like, where did you come up with that? I don't understand. If someone could let me know, that'd be great. I was in a jail cell with many other people. One of the guys was in there for strangulation. His bail was $5,000, which means he only had to pay $500 to get out. They all did kind of crazy things. No one was in there for a minuscule reason like I was. One of the guys was in there for a 4-letter word that starts with an R and ends with an E, and his bail was $10,000, which means he only had to pay $1,000. One of the guys was in there for drinking and driving and crashing his truck into a church and then going in said church and loitering or whatever you want to, like stealing stuff. I don't know if that's the right word. His bail was $2,000. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. My bail was $20,000. I swear on my soul, on my body, on my brain. I didn't do anything other than not pay my ticket and not address this warrant that was out for my arrest that I got a phone call from a cop's personal phone number at 11:30 p.m. at night about, and never received anything in the mail. I'm serious. I'm getting pissed. Why was my bail $20,000? I'm gonna tell you why my bail was $20,000. Because they wanted the money. And they knew that I would pay the 10% to get the fuck out. I'm so serious. They needed money for a new break room or a vending machine or a fucking Dunkin' Donuts gift card or something. And they knew that there was no way in hell Zach is staying in jail. Because if this bail isn't paid, I'm gonna be in jail for 5 days, bitch. 5 days. Sorry, this is the truth. They take one look at me and they say to themselves, oh, there's no way that this guy is gonna stay in jail. He's gonna pay whatever bail amount he can to get out. And they're correct. There's no way that I'm staying in there. Like, there's no way. This bail has to get paid because I cannot be here anymore. I cannot be in jail. Jail, like, it just doesn't make sense. It's like trying to like sniff the color too. So they're correct. I would pay any amount to not stay in jail. Any amount to not stay in jail. Well, guess what? Call my dad, explain to him the situation. Dad, I can't pay this. Like, you gotta pay it, I'll pay you back. Like, right when I get out, like, please, like, pay this so I can get out. He goes, okay, I'll pay it. If your kid goes to jail, you've gotta pay the bail. That's just, like, the rules of life. But obviously, I'm thankful, because not everyone has a parent or anyone from the outside world to pay their bail. My stress is, like, relieved from me. I'm like, oh my god, like, thank God, like, the bail is posted, my dad's gonna pay it, I'm gonna get out, my dog's gonna be fine, like, I can't wait to go home and, like, walk him, I'm gonna hug him so hard. You guys, my dad called at least 15 places to try and pay this bail. Bail bondsmen, the clerk of courts, this county sheriff department, this county police department, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? He can't pay the bail because the bail has to be paid to the county where I was pulled over in. And that county is so small and so country bumpkin that they close at 3 o'clock on Fridays. 3 o'clock. It's about 5:30 p.m. at this point. The bail can't be paid. He tried to pay it multiple times through Franklin County, which is the county where I was in jail at in Columbus, Ohio. He can't pay it through Franklin County because, allegedly, counties don't have access or visibility to other counties' information or payment systems. So I talked to like 5 different cops and they're all telling me literally different things. Misinformation.com. I'm keeping my cool though. I am keeping my cool. And I finally waved down who I think is like the main cop. He's like older, he kind of talks with authority. I finally wave him down and he comes up and I tell him the situation. Hey, my bail's posted. It's $20K. I only gotta pay 10%. I have the $2K. My dad is ready to pay right now. If you want to make it $5K, he's ready to pay, girl. Like, come on. But Richland County's closed and all these other cops are like saying that it can't be paid because they're closed, but I'm here in this jail. Like, can you see me? I'm here in this jail in this county. So like, why can't we pay you guys? And if the bail can't be paid to you guys, why did you take me to your jail and not their jail? I'm not a fucking lawmaker, but I think that sounds, you know, kind of logical. This head cop or whatever looks at me, puts his hands on his hips like this, and goes, "Sorry, bud, you're spinning the knot." And then he walks away. I literally start laughing because I cannot compute, I cannot fathom what is happening right now. I'm in jail, my dog is at home alone, my partner's in San Diego, my dad is confused as fuck. I don't know how to get a hold of anyone else. These cops are of no help. There's 5 million people tweaking behind me. Like, so I call my dad one more time, and at this point, he knows. He knows that his son is gonna have to spend the night in jail. I know that I'm gonna have to spend the night in jail. Ring, ring, ring. He answers. Somber tone. My tone, also somber. Hey, just talked to the cops. They told me what's going on. Richland County is closed, so I have to spend the night. But you can call tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. when they open. My dad says, "Yep, that's what they told me too. Good luck." And then the 60 seconds ends. Right. So now I'm in jail. I'm in jail. I mentally disassociate. I'm kind of like a master disassociator in general, but in this situation, it was like involuntary. It was like some outside force came into my body and like took my conscious brain out, and I was just like an empty vessel. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't depressed. I was just like a zombie. I just remember I sat there in that waiting room with all these fucking tweakers for like 3 more hours until they call us one by one to get our mugshot, take all of our fingerprints, pee in a cup, prick our finger, interview to see if we're suicidal, ask us about our sex life and if we do any drugs or drink alcohol, go through an x-ray machine, and then they take us to jail. After the x-ray scan, which is ridiculous, you go in this jail and it's kind of like shaped, I'm gonna say kind of like a basketball court, that shape, kind of like an oval shape, right? And on the floor are like all these metal tables, and then at the end of the floor there's this like huge desk where all the cops sit like day in and day out. And then it's kind of like, it's an oval, so like on all the sides it's like cells, and it's like just like 3 stories up, but it's kind of like Lilo and Stitch. Like, you know in Lilo and Stitch at the beginning of the movie where oh my god, that one alien is like shackled and handcuffed for like making Stitch or creating Stitch, and there's like inmates like all on the sides. That literally is what it's like. There weren't any bars, like metal bars, like this isn't like Russia. It's like glass, kind of like Petland. We walk into the jail and they have us grab a mat to sleep on, which literally it's like as thin as this computer. And if you're lucky, you get a blanket. I got a blanket, thank God, because I was like in the front of the line. One of the cops like has a little chart and he tells you what cell to go to. and you walk into the cell. There's all these other guys in there, and there's like bunk beds, but they're not beds. They're like just like metal shelves that you can like lay your mat down and sleep on it. The toilet can only flush twice an hour, which again, why? It seems to me that it's purposely done like that. Gross, sick, nasty. They just wanted to see like a cute little gay boy suffer. You know, like it was funny to them. Close the cell door, and I don't really know like what else to say about it, except that like you're just sitting there. The first food that we got was like around 11:30 p.m. It's in like styrofoam boxes, and they gave everyone a fork, but the fork is like stabbed into the top of the styrofoam box. You know, I'm not expecting like, you know, your grandma's silverware to eat with or whatever, but like just the act of like stabbing the fork into the styrofoam like that is, it just is like belligerent. All it was a standard styrofoam meal box, and all it was in there was cold ass beans from a can, and they were cold. And obviously, I did not eat a single bite. I'll lose a few pounds while I'm in jail. I'm not eating that fucking shit. Seriously. The lights are fluorescent Hobby Lobby lights, and they're everywhere. It's bright as fuck. You don't know what time it is. You don't know if it's day or night. And that alone can like send people into like a manic state. They're not just coming in and being like, knock knock, here's your food. They're like opening the doors and being like, here's your breakfast, with the fork slashed on top. You don't have to act like that. Like, you don't have to be mean. You could just be nice. It's not gonna change anything, except it'll change everything. I'm getting really, really antsy because I know at like 7, 8 a.m. my dad is calling and getting my $2,000 paid, and I'm getting out. It's about 9 a.m. I haven't heard anything from these cops, like, but you know, I'm sure I'm getting out very soon. I still haven't heard anything, so I call my dad, and my dad's like, buddy, it's still not paid. I don't know why. I called them and they said that I can't pay it through them, that it's been transferred to Franklin County. Why the fuck was it transferred to Franklin County? Why wasn't it transferred to Franklin County last night before you guys closed while I was in jail so I could get out? So now the bail has to be paid at some random place in Franklin County where I'm at. My dad calls the police department. My dad calls the sheriff's office. My dad calls the court. No one knows anything. Somehow, by the grace of God, my sister calls my mom, who calls my dad, who calls my partner, who calls my aunt, or something like this, finds out that he has to go in person to the Franklin County Clerk of Courts in downtown Columbus to pay my bond. Please go there, Dad. Please go there right now. Go! Go! Sprint! Fly! Go! Teleport! I don't know. Just go. Phone hangs up. It's about noon. Haven't heard anything yet. I'm getting real fucking antsy. I've been in jail for 24 hours now. Call my dad again, and I'm like, okay, any news? Because mind you, my dad can't call me. There's no phone number to call me. Like, I can only call. No one can call me. Your bond has been paid. She said it should be about 1 to 2 hours, and then you'll be released. My bail is paid. I'm getting out of jail. Like, I can't wait. Oh my God. Like, all the things I'm gonna do when I get out of jail. Like, oh my God. Like, I started planning like my whole entire life in my head. Like, I felt like I was in there for 5 fucking years. So the lady at the court told my dad 1 to 2 hours. Great. I feel like a dog getting rescued from the dog shelter. Seriously. 1 hour goes by. I hear nothing. 2 hours go by. I hear nothing. 3 hours go by. Nothing. Call my dad. I'm like, Dad. He tells me that he called the jail and they told him that prisoners are released between 4 and 6 hours after the bail is paid. Eventually, one of the cops from downstairs sees me banging on the glass. He comes upstairs, opens the door to my cell, and says, yeah, hi sir, I want to let you know my bail has been paid and I need to get out of here. The lady at the court told my dad 1 to 2 hours, but it was paid this morning, and it's been about 6 or 7 hours now. I need to know when I'm being released because I need someone here to pick me up. He literally says it should be about 6 to 8 hours from the time my bail was paid. Again, every single person is giving completely different answers to the same questions. Time continues and continues and continues. It's around like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at this point. When they bring us dinner, which again, I didn't eat a single bite. I don't even know what was in it because I just like left it there. And I look at the cop who brought us the dinner and I said, hi sir, my bail was posted this morning. When am I getting out? At this jail, we release everyone at the same time every day because it's more efficient. I'm fuming out of every orifice of my body. And what time will that be, sir? Around 11 p.m. We don't know until the system prints out the paper telling us to release you guys. What system? Well, every day around 11, the computer prints out a paper with a list of names that are to be released. But my bail was posted at 7 a.m. and he said, correct. And you know that, but you can't release me until everyone else is released because it's more efficient? Correct. We just have to wait on the system to print the paper automatically. Now it's just like next level surreal. Are any of you like doing anything, or is everything like the system? Like the system's not working, the system's not showing your ID, the system won't show us your bail, the system this, the system that. Like is that, like, are you guys making it up? Like it sounds so stupid. You should just release people when the bail is paid, because for 99% of the day, all you cops are sitting down there with your feet on the desk, throwing bouncy balls up in the air, eating Fritos, looking at stupid fucking videos on your iPhone. I was released at midnight. On Saturday. And the whole releasing process literally takes forever because there's 30 people, at least, getting released with me. And they have to give everyone their stuff one by one. Everyone has to change one by one. My dad picked me up, took me back to the gym parking lot. So I drive home, walk inside. My dog, of course, is like, what the hell? I dash to the bathroom. I take this religiously hot shower, rinse all like the jail vibes off of me, and then I went to bed. This is how the phone call ended. She goes, Zach, are you okay? Triggered. I was triggered. And I said, okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm in jail.